So, as I've said before in my intro, my name is Devin, and I work at an Austin area Sonic drive-in. I work as an assistant manager, and sometimes I'm sent out to other stores to kind of help out when they're in need. This has actually been a relatively new experience to me because recently was the first time I actually was called out to, help out another store. This is the second day that I've done this out of possibly a total of 3 days. Tomorrow will be my third day, and it's kind of a closing shift. I did an opening shift this morning, and, well, let's just say I was nervous. I was basically positioned to be assisted by the I think it's area supervisor of my area, which is kind of like from like my store, the one that is my home location, to a good proximity out. And this is like my boss's boss. This is like my boss is the general manager of my store, and then this is her boss. And it was kind of a push to me that, I needed to, impress him to be able to, you know, come race time and come promotion time and stuff like that, kind of give him this image of being someone that he could rely on to actually become, a GM and be able to pay more because I was worth the money that they would be spending on me. Um, that's kind of a side comment. It might be brought up later when things become different and stuff like that. But at the moment, that's just my nervousness kind of came to play, and I realized that there were a couple of things that I did wrong here and there. Like I forgot to shave that morning or this morning, and kind of I don't know. I feel like if I had shaved, I would have not really been able to do much because I barely had any hair like growing on my chin and stuff. But at the same time, being clean shaven is it's one of those things that I'm supposed to be. Like I think we're supposed to. Well, I think we're technically allowed to have mustaches, but we're not supposed to have beards. And when I say we, I mean the guys, obviously. But it was that, and like one of the things is like Sonic is supposed to pride itself on kind of being this means of like getting food out quickly, and we kind of clock things out early, and we're not supposed to. Like, it's supposed to be one of those cases where we only clock it out once everything we're supposed to have is, out and ready to go. And because I'm working with do the whole pre-clocking stuff, I did it in front of the supervisor, and, he was not pleased with that. So I kind of messed up, but I feel like at the same time I did do well enough. But anyways, the main point I was going to bring up for this log was that after my shift was over, about 3 o'clock my time, I was starting to head home. And luckily, my GPS is absolutely astounding. Like, my GPS had me go the correct way back, so I was able to, cut down on time. So as I was driving through Cedar Park, which is one of the local towns that I live near, I stopped at a Einstein Brothers. For those of you who don't know, an Einstein Brothers is kind of this like bagel company that like they open up for like breakfast and they close at 4 p.m. So I was coming in about I think I got there by 5 or like that, and I was coming in last. They were closing down everything and everything like that, and I really wanted a coffee cake and like little it's called a coffee cake, but I would call it a chocolate chip bread thing that was actually really good. Um, um, And I was kind of walking in there, and I realized that, like, I was kind of thankful that the former GM there, I'm guessing she was GM, or she was a really manager or something like that. She denied my application to work there because I would have had part-time work there. I would have found another job. Also, I don't think I would have progressed up the like it did. Like, had I worked anywhere else, I probably would not be in the position I am as a teacher and everything. Kind of feel like I would have been another lackey or something. But with all that being said, I guess just in the midst of my rambling, it kind of feels interesting and nice to know that through all my hard work and stuff like that, I have reached a point where I can kind of be happy at where I'm at. Like, I can't be 100% happy where I'm at because I at my home store, I work with people who I don't particularly like working with. But, I mean, it's what I do. It's what I have to do for now to be able to progress up the scale. That's really all there is. I mean, it is what it is, it isn't what it isn't, and just at the end of the day, that's how it is. Um, but yeah, so I finally decided to, record my thoughts and all that. I've had quite a few thoughts when I've been driving to and from work and stuff like that, so it might be good to actually have them recorded down. And like I said, these will not be edited in any way outside of, removing some noise like background noise and stuff like that, so you only hear like my voice. Um, that way you don't hear like fans going and stuff like that. But otherwise, I hope whoever does listen to this kind of enjoys some random, albeit very weird insight into kind of the psyche and mind of someone who works at a place like Sonic. And I hope that it kind of helps show that the people at Sonic are human. Anyways, that's all for now. I'll be back for the next log. See you then.